Hi. Since I published The Bellows Part 1 and 2, you thought I was going to do Part 3 now, right? Yeah. No. Not at all. I mean, we might mount them. Yeah, I know I said mount again. But that's just to see how much they actually protrude. Protrude. Yeah. Sticking out at the back. Yeah. Because we're bringing this on the road. So we need a box. So, I got some plywood. Actually, it was on sale, so it's almost sad using this. I mean, it's not proper plywood. It's not like it's birch or anything. It's poplar, so it's light. I mean, it is decent, but oh my god, it's crappy. So yeah, we're gonna build a case that goes around it with the top and bottom, and some lifting handles and whatnot. Of course, this already have lifting handles, but it need a protective case. Now, of course, I have the ones that I bought that will go around. The top and bottom should be more rigid. So, I have these that I picked up last year. And that's a decent one, and that's a decent one. So which ones am I gonna use? Right, that one's a bit scratched. We're gonna use that. And how about that or that? No, we're gonna use those two. Use those two. Yep. And look, just by moving magic, someone cleaned the table as well. So this one, I mean, they are basically the same thickness, although this does look a little bit more worse for wear, so maybe we should use that at the bottom then. Yeah, and on the inside, it really doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. So this one got a groove in it. That doesn't really matter either. These are, you know, I thought I was gonna cut these down to size, but why do I want to do that? I mean, I can use them as is, because I'm lazy. Alright, I need to cut that off so it's straighter. And that one is a little bit longer, so I can clamp those down and then zoop zoop, just cut there and then it's gonna be okay. Where did I put the measuring tape? Who knows? Who cares? Because this one is 29 centimeters deep. And then you could do the error of making this just a bit proud of that, and then you forget that there's all the connections and the protective bits behind there. Of course, I could move the camera over there and film it from that direction, but just take my word for it. So it needs to be, it should be 40. Well, that's the thing though. These are 46. And I don't really know what I'm going to do with the bellows system back there. It might be totally different by the time I'm done with it. Or I might be 6 feet under by the time that happens. Who knows? But it is nice to have that extra space. Also, because I'm lazy, so I don't have to cut that much. Now, of course, alright, come on. Now it's almost like I planned it. It's almost exactly, very accurately 800 millimeters. Now the shortest one of these is 95. Of course, you wanted to stick a bit out here so you can get your fingers in, because there needs to be some lifting holes or lifting handles. Yeah. So if that is 80, and then we have 5 centimeters on each side, let's leave it 90-ish. Yeah? Yeah. That means that we just have to straighten up that edge, and we have the bottom and the top. Now, of course, I wanted to build a proper flight case, because you can get all the parts, but it became kind of expensive. And why do I collect parts if I'm never going to use them? So these ones, these are more industrial, but these ones are good enough, and it even got brakes. Perfect. I think these actually came from this. Yeah. So I'm going to mount those because it needs swivelly wheels. Because it's heavy. It's going to be heavy. The Hellcorder itself is just bulky and heavy enough that I really don't like moving it on my very lonesome. And with this box around it, it's going to be even worse. So, of course, I still need help to getting it off and on to the trailer and whatnot. But, I mean, once you have a flat surface, you can just roll it along. And if you get tired, you can sit on the box. Yeah. And, of course, this is going to be a proper Hellcorder box. So we need to make some stencils, put some stickers on it. Yeah, maybe this also could double as a sticker wall at the Maker Festival. Yeah, it's not the dumbest idea you had tonight. So I'm going to put the wheels somewhere. There should be the perfect place for it. Alright. Let's make some lines. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a straight line, and then the question is it a straight line if you switch this? Yeah. Alright, let's do that to the other side. So yeah, now we just have to attach these together and then start cutting. Now that's a build montage. Also, because the tool, or to be more specific, the saw that I want to use is in that stack. And when you stack your tools like this, there's the rule of thumb that, or the universal rule, yeah, that the tool that you need is the one at the bottom. So now I'm going to have to lift all the top boxes, stack them somewhere to get to the tool that I need. But first I can prepare a battery. Cue music. there it is. We have a box. And it will for sure fit the Hellcorder. But it is the container saga all over again. It's huge when you see it up front. Stop it. So yeah, now we just need it to, well, to set the glue, that is. And tomorrow we'll mount wheels to it. But Howard, how are we going to get the Hellcorder into it? Yeah, that's a good question. Now, since I have the track saw, and at least a theoretical possibility of cutting in straight lines, I'm going to mark a line around here. Or, I mean, if the wheels are going here, I'm going to mark the line here. And then I'm going to cut it. And then I'm going to put on some edging so you can put the lid back on. And it being straight, and it needs some locking mechanisms. Yeah, because then, I mean, imagine that the wheels are on the bottom here. And then, of course, you just open the latches, you lift the top off, there you have the Hellcorder. Then you can turn the top lid upside down and you can move the wheelie part on top of that, and the Hellcorder have a stand. So I don't have to move it at all. Now the problem is, when I'm finished with Skaperfestivalen, do I keep this box? Because I have no room in my workshop for it. Of course I can put the Hellcorder in storage, but it's nice having it out on display. If I put it in storage, it might not come out again. We can't have that. No, no. Or maybe I should just raffle that off. No, no. At least not now. So yeah, need some corner pieces and some trim handles. Now, I did take an amplifier into bits a few years ago, and I all the corner pieces and whatnot, I saved those somewhere. So yeah, while the glue dries, I'm gonna go and sleep actually, and I'm gonna look for those parts tomorrow because there's no rush. Yeah. It's done! But as always, not quite. But, I mean, it is done. It got wheels on it. And got the latches. It even says so there. Kind of pleased with those. Corners as well. Should I paint it? Maybe. But I like the contrast white to black. And of course I'm going to put a stencil on here. The Hellcorder. And then hopefully enough makers come to Skaperfestivalen to put some of their stickers on. Because weirdly enough that's still a thing. Yeah. And of course now I got wheels on it so I can just turn it all willy-nilly. But it's not as heavy as I feared. It got the lifting holes. Of course they are kind of see-through, but that's okay. I like that. I can't put a backing plate on, but it gives for a really good grip. Now, there is one thing I'm planning on doing. Well, it's two actually. And that is 3D printing an arrow here and an arrow here that aligns with each other, just to tell that this is the side it's going to be. Because it is, well, cut to size. If that's even a thing. And of course what I want to do is when I get to the venue I'm gonna lift the top off and then I'm gonna lift the Hellcorder out and then I'm gonna put it together again, and this is gonna be a table. So I'm gonna put some notches up here just to keep the Hellcorder in place so it doesn't scoot off and fall to the ground. And falling to the ground is the other thing. I just used, I mean, yeah, these ones are no issue, but this one's the latches. I just used some wood screws there, so I'm gonna put some through bolts through just to make sure that these doesn't come out, because these 4 latches, they can hold the weight of the Hellcorder and the box, I think, but the screws might not. And it is dumb if you're carrying it around and just and having the bottom falling out like Wile E. Coyote or something cartoonish like that. So yeah, that's the plan. If there is a plan. But yeah, kind of pleased with it. I mean, it's not too polished. I'm not afraid to ding it up, but it has all the right stuff. Yeah. And we got to procrastinate the bellows for another week. Win-win.